Hi everybody, my name is Tyler Kiefer at JTech, and today what we're going to do is to identify all the components inside of the automatic transmission. Now here today, what we're going to do is start from the beginning. First of all, you got your torque converter. Inside of here you have an impeller, a stator, and a turbine, and a lockup clutch. This will be in front of the transmission between the belt, between the engine and the transmission. And second, you have your transmission oil pump. Okay, now inside of the oil pump, you have, this is what the inside looks like. Here you have the pump slide, so it slides back and forth, and you got the rotor. And inside the rotor are little vanes. These are called vanes. These are what directs the flow of the fluid. Now you got the spring here, the slide spring. This is what keeps the tension on the slide. Then after that, you get underneath the pump. Underneath the pump, you have your input drum. And inside of here, as you can see, well, this one's taken apart, but inside of here, you would have an overrun clutch pack, a forward clutch pack, and then a 3/4 clutch pack. So you have 3 clutch packs in here altogether. And then over this, what fits over this is this. This is the reverse input drum. And you have clutches. These are the reverse clutch packs. And here, as you see these little holes, this is the return spring. And underneath this, you have a piston about size of this is a piston, where the fluid gets behind the piston, pushes the piston this way, squeezing these clutches right here together, and locking the clutches in. Now when the pressure is released, these return springs here pushes the piston back and disengaging the clutch packs. This piece will fit over this input drum, like that. Now on the other side of the input drum, you have your sun shell right here, your action sun shell, and inside this, you have your planetary gear set right here. I'll take this out and show you. You have your planetary gear set with your sun gear right there. Okay, and then behind the sun shell, you have a roller sprag clutch right here. With the sprag, that roller sprag, that means it's a one-way clutch, which means that it only turns one way. If it turns the other way, it can't, because it locks right up. Now, behind this, you have your reaction planetary gear set. As you can see, this right here is the ring gear for it, and these little teeth you see on the outside right here, these are where the parking paw goes into. This is what puts your car in park. Locks into this, cannot turn. Okay, now back up a little bit. Now with this, when this in your reverse input drum and your sun shells all together inside the transmission, you have a band wrapped around this. As you can see, the squirter is wrapped around this, really. But this is what the band right here looks like. This is your 2/4 band, and what activates that is the servo. As you can see, you have a piston right here, which fluid gets behind it, pushes the servo, pushes this, and it pushes the servo up, engaging this band. Okay, and then another component, as you can see, you have, these are the little minor pieces in there in the transmission. You have thrust washers. You got these are thrust bearings. These are thrust washers right here. As you can see, this is a thrust washer and that's a thrust bearing. And then you got your snap rings. This little guy here, this is the guide washer for the that keeps these vanes right here in place. Okay, another component in the transmission is the valve body. This is the valve body. This is the wiring harness for all the regulators and the yes, for the regulators for the switches. And this is the valve body. You see all these little lines here. These are all the little channels where the fluid flows through. Here you would have check balls. Now you can see here's a little clump of grease. You can't really see that, but as you can see that little silver mark. That's a check ball. You have one there, and you got two in here. And then you should have one in here, but one's missing out of there. And then you have another one right in there. And what's attached to this is an accumulator right here. This is your accumulator. You have two springs and a piston. This accumulator, what this does is it absorbs the shock through the fluid. Okay. And then that's how that works. And then you go over here, you have the little separation plate for the valve body, and you got the gaskets. And here is the oil filter, transmission filter for the oil. You can see inside, you can see the filter. This is connected directly to the pump. It goes through here, then to the pump. And here you have your oil pan for the transmission. But now back to this valve body. Inside of here, you can see. Flip this over. You have valves. These will be the caps for the valves. Okay. And you also have one in here. You have this is the manual valve here, but in here you have spool valves with the springs. And I'll show you what a spool valve looks like. This right here would be a spool valve. The little top pieces right here, that'd be the land. That's what blocks the fluid. That's what seals it. And then between the lands here, the space here, that's the valley. That's what the fluid flows through. Okay. And now back to this piece right here. One thing I've left out is that over this you have the lower and first clutch pack fits over this, and then and that's really all the components in a automatic transmission. So thank you for watching, and y'all have a blessed day.